Netflix has so many viewers that it broke the internet.
Look at this blurry shit, Netflix.
Netflix sucks. This was the live streaming experience for 95% of people.
You pay the bill, you pay the Netflix bill?
Netflix is worth $125 billion. And all I'm watching is a loading screen.
How do you fuck that up so bad? This was a massive event for Netflix, and they definitely fumbled it in a big way.
There was a hashtag floating around, right? It was like, Netflix, what the fuck?
Yeah.
People are threatening to cancel their Netflix subscriptions.
Netflix, you raggedy bitch. If you don't stop buffering before this fight come on, I swear to God, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro.
Oh, fuck. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to No Holds Barred, where usually we do some quizzes about wrestling. But today, I really want to get into WWE and Netflix. So earlier this year, WWE announced that Monday Night Raw was going to start airing on a weekly basis on Netflix, beginning next year. Now, naturally, us wrestling fans get super excited. This is something new, something fresh, something we haven't seen before. Now, we don't know if this is going to be the second coming of the Attitude Era. I've heard that one. Or we don't know if this is going to be a total shit show like the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight from last night. Now, starting off, I don't want to talk about any of the controversies with the actual matches last night. I'm not here to talk about boxing itself. I'm not here to talk about Jake Paul or Mike Tyson. I just want to get into the actual production that was held by Netflix and see how that's going to correlate with our future as wrestling fans watching Monday Night Raw. Now, if you're one of the millions of people who watched the fights last night or tried to watch the fights last night, you'll know that Netflix's presentation of these boxing matches just wasn't good. I'm sorry. It wasn't good. I think we all agree it wasn't good. Whether you were hoping for different results in the matches or you were just wanting to watch something that was actually watchable. I think all in all, most people's experience with the presentation was a negative one. So let's get into the criticisms of the shit show last night. My first criticism, and this one hits home for me because I actually work in live television, and just watching the show, you could just tell that the production was behind on everything. There was technical difficulties almost every other segment. Some of the cameras were just in bad spots. They were, getting kicked by cheerleaders. They were running into each other's shots. There was not a lot of communication going on, and I get it. It's a live sporting event. There's probably 30 different cameras roaming in the area, so it's hard to juggle all those, get the timing right, especially in the director's booth. And, I think that's, for most people, they don't really see that. They don't pay attention to that. I do, just because I work that industry. I understand it's hard. It's live TV. Stuff's going to happen. For instance, Mike Tyson's rear end being shown live on television. That probably should have been prevented. And, but, now Twitter's full of lots of memes of Mike Tyson's ass. We also had segments with commentators not even being able to hear each other. You had Evander Holyfield who had problems with his audio, where he couldn't even hear his fellow commentators who were sitting right next to him. And it just created a whole sloppy production, even to the casual viewer. I think what made me mad in that situation was that it didn't seem like there was any attempt to actually help Evander and remedy the situation. And, what I would have done was I would have just kept the camera on the two commentators to the other side of the table who could actually hear each other, who are actually having full-on conversations. And I would have had somebody from production sneak in, check Evander, see if everything's connected the right way, try to get that problem solved, and then get him in. It was just so awkward to have him sitting there like that. I felt so bad for him. It was not a good look for someone who actually is very important in the boxing community and someone who people want to hear from, but he couldn't even hear people talking to him to answer any questions. And just after Holyfield not being able to hear anything, you also had the lead commentator, being confused on what she should throw to. I don't know if she could hear her producer in her ear or she was being fed wrong information. It just was very sloppy. But again, I don't know if that affects the casual viewer. That I'm working TV, so I just kind of pick up on these things a little bit more. Could just be my issue. I don't know. Now, of course, the biggest issue last night was that Netflix wouldn't even work for a lot of people. At least 90,000 reports came in that Netflix kept crashing on viewers as they were watching the matches. Now, I'm going to assume that a lot more people experienced those crashes because my Twitter feed was blowing up, my text chains were blowing up. I was getting pissed off because I couldn't even watch some of these fights. Now, it's really hard to be super upset about this because, let's be honest, that was probably the most people that's ever watched a boxing match, and they all were going on to one streaming service, and I don't think Netflix was just ready for that amount of volume. They did a great job booking this fight and promoting it, and such a great job that it was their own worst enemy because there was too many damn people using their service. If you're one of the lucky ones who actually get to watch the fight, you'll know that that video quality that they supplied you with was dog shit. A lot of people were comparing it to 1987's Punch-Out, watching Mike Tyson move in a bunch of pixels. So, as wrestling fans, should we be worried for Monday Night Raw being on Netflix? I want to say no. Let's talk about a few things. First, I don't think Monday Night Raw is going to be putting out the crazy amount of streaming numbers that last night's fight did. So I think that Netflix will be able to handle the streaming load for Monday Night Raw every week. I think a true test for this will be on Christmas Day when Netflix actually has a few NFL games. I think those will still be higher numbers than Monday Night Raw, but it should be way lower than the boxing event, and I think that we should get a better picture of how Netflix can handle such a load on their streaming service. And hopefully by then their production value gets a lot better. Now, speaking of production, I think WWE is obviously going to keep doing their own production for Monday Night Raw, and they should, because they are masters at it at this point. They've been doing it for decades. It's one of the most polished presentations I've seen on TV, especially live productions. And especially over the last year. Let's talk about all the great camera angles and amazing, slower, natural pacing that they've put into shows. I think it's been a great viewing experience over the past 12 months, and I think a lot of fans will agree with that. So I don't think they're going to let Netflix anywhere close to that. I don't think we have to worry about that as fans. Now, one great thing I will say about Netflix is that it's going to bring in a lot more casual viewers, in my opinion. In today's age, more people have a Netflix account than they do a cable subscription. So when people who may not be fans are just logging into their Netflix account, and there on the home screen, it says Monday Night Raw. It's got a picture of Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, fill in the blank. I think they're going to be a little bit more enticed to click on and watch it rather than just seeing it on a little TV guide as they go scroll through the channels. So I definitely think that's going to be a plus for WWE. It's definitely going to get more eyes on the product. Now, with more viewers, are we going to see a different type of content with Netflix and WWE? I don't know. A lot of people think that the Attitude Era is making a comeback when we go to Netflix. And if you watch those fights last night, they were letting all the words come out, and they didn't censor a damn thing. Now, I do think WWE will take advantage of some of the loose guidelines with Netflix. You know, might be a little bit more alcohol usage, might be a little colorful language. Definitely not a whole lot. But I do think there'll be a slight change when they go to Netflix. But I don't think we're going to get the second coming of the Attitude Era. I don't think we're ever going to get an Attitude Era again. Let's be honest, a lot of the Attitude Era would not be acceptable in today's world anyways. So do I think we should be worried as wrestling fans? No. I think that after last night's debacle with the boxing matches, I think Netflix will learn how to improve their systems to handle the workload of millions of people tuning in to watch a product. I also think that Netflix is going to be a lot of fun for WWE fans because we are going to get slightly different content to watch and a different experience as viewers. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I really want to hear from other wrestling fans. I think this is such a fascinating topic, especially after just the headlines Netflix made last night and seeing just the debacle that went on last night. I think a lot of people are interested to see how they're going to deal with live productions, especially with a juggernaut in the entertainment world as WWE. So let me know what you guys think. And, if you appreciate this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a good one.